welcome to my channel. Okay, so I have just a few quick updates real quick. I'm not going to keep you long. First of all, new email has been leaked. Justin Lum found this email from Chad Daybell to Lori. It was from October 30th, 2018. It is very interesting. It's about his beliefs, this light and dark thing that he supposedly, I guess, he has the power to know who's light and who's dark. So you see here, it says family history information. Well, first of all, it says on the title for his email, it says, here are the family history documents you requested. Family history information. Current numbers on Earth at this time of each estate level. These totals represent the light spirits. The dark has equal numbers. So you see there's a state, and then you have the males and the females, okay? So I guess it's showing how many males and how many females have each of these numbers, right? So it says most LDS members are level 2. Most bishops and ward leaders are level 3. Most stake presidents and general authorities are level 4. Most apostles are level 5. A few are level 6. The dark side can only match the light numbers, not exceed them. That is why there are a few 5s on Earth right now. It limits the dark's power. 2s and 3s are fluid and can change sides during Earth life. 4.1 and above have made covenants to their side. They rarely switch sides. So if you look at the numbers, you see that as far, okay, so the 6s, there's a 6 and there's 5 males, 2 females. The 5.2 and 5.1 has more males than females, but there's only not that many, 71 and 133. But then when you go to the 4s, 3s, and 2s, there's a lot more females. Like the numbers are almost double for the females than they are for the males for some reason. So I'm not sure why that is. So then here is the list of Lori's family and how their numbers basically. So you got Barry Cox, which is Lori's dad. He is 3 light, 3L, so that's 3 light. I'm not sure what the France, 1500s France is. You got Janice Cox, which is Lori's mom. She's 3L. So remember, anything below 4 can change. So they could switch sides, but he's saying anything above 4.1, they've made covenants to their side. So let's say 4.1L, light. That means they've made a covenant to their side, so they barely switch sides. So I guess he's saying they'll always be light. But if they're below it, then they could switch sides. So Barry and Janice, Lori's parents, they're only at 3 light, so they could possibly switch to the dark side. Stacy was 3L on Earth and has graduated to 4.1L because she's passed away. We know she passed away when she was 31 in 1998, I believe. So when she graduated from Earth, she became a 4.1L. Alex Cox was a 2L. This was in October 30th, 2018 is when this email was written. So wonder if he switched over to the dark side and that's why they had to get rid of him. I don't know. Adam Cox is 3L. Laura was 3L on Earth and has graduated to 4.1L. I'm not sure who Laura is actually. Lori is 4.3L. Okay, so she's made a covenant to the light side, so she's probably going to stay light. Summer Cox is 3L, so Summer Cox is still alive. I still don't know who, she must be Lori's younger sister, I guess. I thought she had died, but no, I guess she's still alive, it looks like. Her husband's 2L, but borderline 2D. Oh shoot, he's about to go to the dark side. Wow. First husband is 2L, so I think that's Lori's first husband is 2L. Second husband, yeah, Lori's second husband was 2D. Whoa, shoot. Wonder if he's still alive. Wonder they had to take care of him. Jeez, the William Lagosha, I don't even know how to say that. Son Colby Ryan is 3L. Kelsey Ryan is 3D. Oh, shoot. See, actually, I would be kind of nervous, though. Not because I believe in this stuff. If I was, like, if Chad thought I was 3D or 4D. Not because I believe that this is true, but because I don't trust him. If he believes it or he's saying it, then, and you're a part of their circle, I'd be afraid that they would do something to you, you know? Because it's like they're taking these matters into their own hands and taking these beliefs so serious that if somebody is on the dark side, they feel like they have to, I guess, does that mean they're the zombie or whatever? They have to take care of them? I don't know. But I mean, I would be nervous if I was in their circle and they thought I was on the dark side because I don't trust them. Third husband, Joseph Ryan, is 4.3D and is now sealed away. Wonder who sealed him away. Yep, I think we know. I really do think Lori and Alex had a hand in that. And now he died in 2018, and this is from 2018. So this might have been right after he died. I'm trying to think what month they said that Joseph died him. But if she was already talking to Chad back then, Chad could have been a part of it. Joseph's death too. I mean, I believe that Alex and Lori for sure, not say for sure, he died of a heart attack. So I'm still not sure if it was actually real, or I don't know. I'm thinking that they might have done something to him, Chad and or Lori and Alex, and maybe possibly Chad, because it looks like she was talking to Chad back then. So, and if he was 4.3D dark, well, they probably thought they had to get rid of him. Daughter Ty Lee, and this is what concerns me. Daughter Ty Lee, 4.1D, and remember he said 4.1 and above. They rarely switch sides because they have made a covenant to their side. So they would believe that Ty Lee made a covenant to the dark side, and it rarely happens that she'd be able to switch over to light. And that's very concerning because we don't know where Ty Lee is. So, and I bet you Chad didn't like Ty Lee, because I bet you Ty Lee was Lori's voice of reason. I mean, we saw in that body cam footage where Ty Lee was like the adult and like calming Lori down and like, okay, you know, trying to basically probably her voice of reason and trying to be the kind of the motherly type and trying to basically, let's say she finds out Lori's having an affair with Chad and he's talking all these crazy beliefs and stuff. Well, Ty Lee was probably the one telling Lori, hey, this guy's crazy. You better watch yourself with him. Doubting him, and maybe she didn't like Chad that much because of it. Because she seemed a little bit more with it and would be able to hear some of this stuff and probably be like, Mom, what are you doing? No, this guy's crazy. You gotta... Basically just making her doubt maybe what Chad's telling her. And then that... If Lori tells Chad that, then Chad's probably not liking Ty Lee that much because of that, and probably like, shoot, she needs to go because that interrupts his power and his power over her. I mean, he wants her to believe him, you know, whether he believes it or not, that's another issue. But anybody that's going to step in and try to talk some sense into somebody and is going against what you're saying, so it was trying to talk some sense into her mom, probably against Chad's crazy beliefs and stuff, and she probably told Chad, and Chad's probably like, yeah, we got to get rid of her because she's coming in between that. If she's gonna make you doubt what I'm saying and come in between us, so he probably labeled her 4.1D because he probably had it in his mind to get rid of her a while ago because she would be the one to possibly stand in between them, I guess is what I'm saying. Fourth husband Charles Vallow is 3L, 1700s London, which is kind of crazy because remember he said that Charles was a zombie, but remember he said that it wasn't Charles in his body and it was taken over by Nick Snyder. I think it was Nick Snyder. I can't remember the first name. It's Snyder, some Snyder guy, and he was taken over and it really wasn't Charles in his body. This is the stuff he was filling Lori's head with. So maybe he believed that Charles actually was light, 3L, but that Snyder guy that took over his body was dark and the zombie, I guess. First wife, Charles's first wife, I think that's what he means, is 2D, so too dark. So Cole and Zach Vallow, okay, so these are Charles's sons with his first wife. Cole Vallow is 3D, Zach Vallow is 3L, and then Joshua Vallow is 4.2L. So if he was light, and chances are they rarely switch over, so chances that he switched over to the dark would have been rare. So if he was light, then why would they have got rid of him? When I'm talking about this, I'm not saying I believe this at all. I think it's crazy, but I'm saying if they're believing it, then if they think that Josh was, because they're the ones that possibly did something to these kids, so if they thought JJ was 4.2 light, then why would they have felt like they had to get rid of him? Because it says they rarely change. I guess it doesn't say it's impossible for them to switch over, but it says they rarely switch sides because they made covenants to their side. So just makes you wonder. Hopefully we'll find out what happened to the kids. Maybe what if one of them is alive and one isn't? Maybe they only did something to one of them. I don't know. So the niece Melanie Boudreau is 3L. Husband Brandon is 3D. Okay, so he's just 3D. So he could still switch over to the light. And then the 4 kids, okay, that's good. That's reassuring to see her kids. Both boys are 3L, the older girl is 3L, and the younger girl is 4.1L. But that's the thing, I guess this was in 2018, so who knows if Chad, a year as time went by, Chad told her things had changed and certain people were switching from L to D, and who knows? He was filling her head with a bunch of stuff. So I just wanted to share that with you. I just found that kind of interesting. But don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I think Lori is just as guilty as Chad. She's been doing stuff for years before. I know. Like, she's done horrible things before she even met Chad. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying they are both guilty. But I'm just saying some of the facts. He's claiming some of these beliefs and telling her some of this stuff about this it's almost like a new religion he came up with. And that's him filling her head with his beliefs. And she's like worshiping him. But by no means is she innocent. She's just as bad as him. And good news, guys. So Lori's bond reduction hearing was today, and the judge declined her bond reduction request. So her lawyer, Means, kept going on and on about their conversations being recorded, where Wood, the prosecutor, was saying, well, you know they're being recorded because it asks you before it tells you they're subject to be recorded, and it tells you beforehand. So therefore it's not going to be a privileged conversation. I guess on March 30th they told him to shut off the recording, the jail to shut it off because they were having a conversation, and they shut it off. But then on the 31st, I guess they didn't tell the jail to shut it off. So it recorded, but they knew it was recording. So the prosecution argument was like, they knew it was being recorded because it tells you ahead of time, this conversation is subject to be recorded. So therefore, it's not a privileged conversation. So they know ahead of time. And all they needed to do, like I pointed out in one of my videos, why didn't they just tell the jail, hey, can you turn it off again? You know why they didn't do it? Because they wanted to use that to try to get her bond reduction and to use that for her benefit. Because they could have done the same thing the next day as they did the day before and told him to turn off the recording, right? So then Mark Means was also saying that some of his phone conversations with Lori were being recorded. But he doesn't have proof of that. He just said he had a gut feeling that they were being recorded. And more than one was recorded, basically. But there's no proof. I mean, he can't prove it. He couldn't prove it in court that his gut feeling was true. And like the lawyer said, she can't go by gut feelings. I mean, the court is facts and being able to prove yourself. And if you just have a gut feeling, I mean, you can't make a decision about a gut feeling. I'm sorry. That just doesn't work in the court of law. So they were asking for a bond reduction they wanted it to be between $100,000 to $250,000. Then she also brought up a good point. I like this judge. I like her. I think I'm going to like her better than, well, I guess we only saw the other judge for one hearing or whatever, so it's hard to be able to tell how good or how he would have been, but I think I'm happy. I feel like I'm happy that she's the judge and not the other guy. But anyway, so she even said there's other people in jail right now that need to prepare for their cases, and they have to go about it the same way. I mean, this pandemic has really changed everybody's life. So you just kind of have to adapt to the situation as best as you can. It's not like they could release a bunch of criminals because they can't prepare for their cases. No, they don't. They released a few, but they didn't release tons of them. They released a few that they felt was appropriate, you know? So she was saying, we can't release a bunch of people because they can't prepare for their case. Everybody's having issues. Okay, so I'm going to play you a quick clip of that hearing from today.
If conversations between an attorney and client without a warning that they're being recorded are actually being recorded, then that would certainly be something that I would want to know about. But I don't really have any evidence that that is actually what is going on here. So on that basis, I'm denying the motion for bond reduction because I cannot find any good cause to reduce bond further than it already has. And I would invite Mr. Means to consult with local defense attorneys who I'm sure have come up with alternatives during this time, and then also have a long track record of dealing with Madison County Jail. I'm aware that different jails can have very different procedures, and I'm confident that there are a number of defense counsel in Madison County that would be willing to talk to Mr. Means about ways to surmount any virus problems at the jail in regards to communicating with clients.